Morning everyone. Today we are 6th July 2022. Today's Gospel reading is something quite significant that shows about Jesus appointing the 12 apostles. And I think I got, as I'll do my research on this, significant of this is, if you remember yesterday, Jesus was talking about laborers are few. And that's where it rised up that Jesus needed 12 more apostles, which is part of his plan to spread. And he mentioned something quite puzzling as, don't step on the Gentiles' land. And if we refer back to the first reading, we know that from the Old Testament, God has always placed Israel as the place he wanted to start off the ministry work, start off spreading the news or salvation to each one, starting from Israel. From there you spread. So same thing as I think here Jesus appointed the 12 apostles, and from there you all go up from. I think that's quite significant in that sense that we needed some form of people to start spreading, not only through the kings and prophets. It has to spread, and the main purpose is on 12 tribes of Israel and united all them together. I think there's a lot of significance in terms of that, how people come together and then from there again spread. And I think I got some takeaway which I can share later on about this. Let's start today's readings. Today we'll hear from Prophet Hosea. Continue from Hosea. Tell us about Israel turning away from God and why is there a need to unite all them back I think we all go back to God's original plan. God's original plan for people, for us. Salvation is what he was actually working towards, bringing everyone back to him. I think that was always has been his purpose, but sometimes we just stray away from him, and I think we should continue reflecting on that. And today gospel reading, we look at Jesus appointing the 12. What's that significant to us? I think we also should start reflecting on it, and how does he struck us in appointing the 12? We really take some time to look at our life, how Jesus has called us to reconcile with him. What are the plans he has for us? So what really struck me is we're doing some research on the significance of appointing the 12 apostles. And why only to Israel? It's like, why not to Gentiles at the point, since God's plan has always been spreading it to everyone? Why? So as I read and do research, I understood that there was a deeper history behind it. Old Testament, earlier gospel readings, as just I shared, Jesus saw how desperate people are, how in need about God's love that the people need, and he has so much love for people that he wants to do more, so he appointed the 12. Harvest is plenty, but laborers are few. There are so many people that need Christ even to today, but where is it? And God's plan is so deep and wide. There's almost beyond human planning and understanding. No matter how we plan, I don't think we can plan as well as God. The way that he has planned, the way that he took through so many thousand years, through so many kings and prophets and all, so many generations, to slowly bring people to understand, to know more about him. As I read more Old Testament, I saw how patient God is. Okay, and Jesus took 3 years to spread part of the whole planning. And my takeaway for today is that we sometimes cannot take the story by itself. If you take today's story by itself, just appointing 12 apostles, we don't really get the significance, we don't really get the reason, we don't really get the plan itself. So a lot of times when we read news articles, for me, when I read from social media, realize that I only read one side. There's a lot much more that thinking and researching we have to do, so we can piece certain things together to really form what is really happening around the world now, why appoint Cardinal Go, and what has come into place, Asia, what will Southeast Asia especially, why is the significance of our faith here? Is it time to spread? God's plan also has Israel at the starting place and spread to the whole world from there. Spread from our 200 today to this year is 201 year of the faith in Singapore, or establishment of church, official church. And we have grown 200 years, I think. Although we have a lot of Catholics, I was just talking to someone and again the numbers is disturbing. There's so many Catholics around in Singapore, so many people on paper that belongs to the parish, but church is not really full house, even compared to full house even before COVID, now even worse. But slowly people are streaming in. I think the comforting here, slowly people are streaming in regardless of the restriction. So the question is, if I am restored by God, if I reconcile to Him, if I think that God has really touches me and want to be used as a starting point to spread the news to others, what am I doing? As I shared with some of you, I left the ministry, wanting to take a break. But they went. That's my question. To where? Where does God want me to go from here? That was the question I've been questioning myself and asking why and how and what. Really, I think it's time that I really should reflect and to think through. God, what do you want me to do? And all this I pray, let me touches me and bring me forward. And all this I pray. Amen.